Yali Mothers once again. So we're going to continue this chapter of Sahib-e-Qiyamat. So we were talking about 12 o'clock, the time change, the day change, and the change in the middle of the night where you don't even see the Qiyamah comes, the new day begins, and the previous day ends. You just don't see it. Sahib-e-Qiyamat, only way we can understand or find Sahib-e-Qiyamat if we understand previous Adam. So let's talk more about previous Adam. So what happened to him? So he was brought into Imam's court as a Mu'min, and Imam gave him Ismi Azam. Not only him, with him maybe few others or hundreds of other people, they were present at that time. If we say that he was the only one there and Imam gave him the Ismi Azam, then what we are saying, well, he was chosen, and what was his deed? Where was his ibadat? Where was his hard labor? No. When Imam said, bring me the bati, they brought Imam lot of different mu'mineen from the Jamaat. Amongst those mu'mineen, there was one farmer, a poor, uneducated farmer. He also received the Ismi Azam from Imam Muqim or Imam Hujjat Qaim. Now fast forward to Sultan Muhammad Shah time. By default, let's say Sultan Muhammad Shah said, I'm going to do Baitul Qalqam, bring me all the Jamaat, bring me all the Mu'mineen. I'm going to give them my Ismi Azam. And if they work hard, I'm going to give them my Nur. I would make them my representative, my ambassadors. I'm going to make them my da'is. And we hear all these terms, not paying attention what Imam is saying. Right? Okay. So a lot of Mu'mineen came, they all received Ismi Azam, but Adam Salantipi, he was hardworking, honest man, honest in his mazhab, honest in his ibadat. So he took that Ismi Azam and he worked hard on this Ismi Azam, and Allah says that I myself fashioned him in 40 nights or early mornings. 40 nights ibadat. Allah helped him with his Ismi Azam, and when he completed that Ismi Azam, so let's say this was a race. 100 people took off on a 10-mile journey or 40-mile journey, but Adam took the lead. He just took the lead. And he completed his Ismi Azam before anyone else. And all the other people, who are those other people? Do we find them anywhere in Quran? Yes, those were those angels who bowed down to him. They were all together in same session. So when this guy won, they all say, okay, we accept your leadership. You are the one who have taken the leadership. Think about election. 16 or so candidates comes up, then one candidate runs for the election. And they all have to do what? Accept his leadership. And when he becomes the president, his order goes. All the other ones just stays with him here and there. Just like that in the religion, a mu'min, when he takes the lead, others with him, they follow him afterward. Let's take the Imam's family. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many brothers can it be? It can be, whatever number of brothers. Imam's children. when one son becomes the Imam, what does all other brothers do? They all bow down to him and they all take his lead.
Hazrat Yusuf and Hazrat Yaqub.
Yeah, that's a good example of Hazrat Yaqub and his 12 sons. And Yusuf was the one who took the lead. And the other 11 brothers bowed down to him. There's a very good reference in the Surah Yusuf. And the ayat number is what in Surah Yusuf? 100 even. Where it talks about bowing down of the brother, father and the mother to Yusuf. So Surah Yusuf number 12 and ayat number 100 talks about brother and parents of the Yusuf. They were all bowing down to him. Alright, so our subject is Adam.
उसने अपने वालिदैन को उठाकर अपने पास तख्त पर बिठाया और सब उसके आगे बेइख्तियार सजदे में झुक गए। यूसुफ ने कहा, अब्बा जान, ये ताबीर है मेरे उस ख्वाब की जो मैंने पहले देखा था। मेरे रब ने इसे हकीकत बना दिया।
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. So come back to the story of Adam. So he was not alone, but he worked hard and he was honest in his ibadat and honest in the tahat of the Imam of the time. And because of that, Allah's promise was fulfilled when he said, if there was a one that I can make Khalifa, then I will give him my Ism Azam, and if he fulfills his duty, then he will become the next Natik or the Khalifa of the Qaim. He will become the next Khalifa of the Qaim of the time. Remember, the word Khalifa is particular for Adam. Because Allah used the word Khalifa for Adam.
सूरह बकरा की 30 और खलीफा
Inna jailun fil arz khalifa.
एग्जैक्टली सूरह बकरा की 30 है। व इसकाला रब्बुका लिल मलाइकते इन्नी जाइलुन फिल अर्ज़ खलीफा। फिर जरा उस वक्त का तस्वुर करो जब तुम्हारे रब ने फरिश्तों से कहा कि मैं जमीन में एक खलीफा बनाने वाला हूँ।
is in future tense, बनाने वाला हूँ। तो जब भी कायम आता है, whenever कायम comes, this action is repeated every 7,000 years. So if you can imagine the time of Adam, and if you can learn from it, and then we come into our time, say, okay, this is also the time of Qiyamah, this is also time of Qaim. And then Imam Sultan Moshe would have said, how? That I'm going to make a Khalifa on the earth. He would have said, I'm going to do Baitul Khiyal's work, bring the Mu'mineen, and this even happens again and again and again. People don't even know. Because whoever fulfills this duty, he becomes the ambassador of the Imam on the general. But out of those, Arif, one becomes the Arif Kamil. And we are talking about him and we are looking for him. One in particular. And then we will find those angels also, they bow down to Adam. So journey continues. So we found the Qaim, now we're going to find the Sahib Qiyamah, and then we will find those angels too. Because if there is Adam, there has to be angels. And then one day you may come out and say, what about Iblis? Can we find him? Yeah, we can find him too. Because at the time of Qiyamah, they are all present at that time. And we can find all of them. Inshallah. Acha.
Sunnat-e-ilahi.
Yes, that is how Allah works. Alright. So, what are we learning about Adam? that he was given Isme Azam, he fulfilled his duty, he became the next Khalifa of Qaim. And when he finished that, Imam said that you and Hawa, your wives, come and live in Jannat. And you can have whatever you want from this Jannat, except one fruit. Otherwise you can have anything you want. Now, think about that part. So when he fulfilled, instantly he didn't even die. Adam did not die to go to Jannat, did he? He didn't. But we always thinking that people die and then they go to Jannat. Not in the case of Adam. He was just born. He was just born spiritually, because he was also already alive. He was just born spiritually, and now he is in Jannat of the Imams. Because for him the Zahir and Batin was same. So he was already in Imam's Jannat with his Marifat, with his recognition, with his ilm, with his nur. He was with the Imam. He was with Imam, meaning Asal mein wasal tha. Right? Okay, so he was in Imam's Jannat. But not only him, his wife too. And here the wife equals to what?
All those who accepted, submitted.
All who accepted him and became his students. They were all with him in his Jannat. So we see how easy it is for one to go to Jannat. The only thing you have to do what? Follow the Arif Kamil. And if you follow the Arif Kamil, by default you are in Imam's Jannat. Because he is in Imam's Jannat. We were talking about last week, how we feel that we are not doing enough. But one of the thing in this kind of settings, if one succeed, only one, like Adam. Remember, we're still talking about Adam. He took all those angels with him, all those mu'mineen that were around him, with him. He did not leave them behind. Only thing they had to do what? Accept him. That's it. So that is the same case in this time. When this Arif Kamil came, this Arif Kamil of our time took the Isme Azam from Imam Muqim, Ujjat Qaim, and when he fulfilled his duty honestly toward that Isme Azam, and Imam's Nur came to him, he was Adam of the time. Now, all the other people around him, whoever accepted him, became angels, and they were all with him as example of Hawa in his Jannat. Until when?
Very little guy.
Until he decided to eat the apple. Until he decided to reveal the Qaim. As soon he revealed the Qaim, that's it. The comfort zone was broken. He had to come out of the Jannat. He was no longer in the Jannat. Not that he was not with the Imam anymore, because he was always with the Imam. But he was no more in his comfort zone. Meaning, now test begins for him and the angels around him. Test for everyone. Because the Hawa said, I'm ready to go to the next step. I'm ready to eat the apple. And he said, okay, if you are ready, and if you are ready to take the test, I'm ready to give you that ilm. And then we both will take the same test together. So this is the one biggest thing about Arif Kamil. When he gives you the test, he becomes a part of the test. He also takes the test with you. Matter of fact, he takes the bigger test than us, even though he doesn't need to take any more tests. He's like a teacher taking the test with his students. And he becomes the part of that test. And that's what happened to Adam. People were trying to kill him, they were trying to threaten him. He had to run away and go to an exile for 3 years with his father to make sure that he's safe. Just like Prophet Muhammad had to take exile with Abu Talib. And if you look at the Musa, he was also going to Kohetur. So we see all of these prophets, one thing is in common amongst all of them, they all had to go away for a while. And there's a dual purpose in that. One, so they can have the second Qiyamah. And you will say, what do you mean second Qiyamah? Because first Qiyamah of Adam was just the Ruhani Qiyamah. He had to go through the intellectual Aklani Qiyamah.
So spiritual resurrection and intellectual resurrection.
There are 2 Qiyamahs. So he had to go away so he can come back with an even higher marifat. And so where this event in the time of Prophet Muhammad, he was given the Quran, then he had to go to the Miraj. The second Qiyamah was at the time of the Miraj. There was his intellectual Qiyamah. And when we talk about Qiyamah and all of that, then we will again come back and visit this 2 different kind of Qiyamah. So Adam and Hawa now, and Hawa is not one, we are talking about all his students, all the angels around him, they were all in the test because they wanted to go further into the spiritual world or spiritual knowledge. And they were ready to travel with the Adam on the journey that he had taken by himself once. They all wanted to go on their journey. So what story that reminds us? They all wanted to go on a journey. The birds, right?
Conference of the Birds.
Conference of the Birds. They were all going on a journey. Because one came back and said, I saw something and I want to show you all. So they all went on a journey. How many people started on the journey? And how many succeeded?
13.
So we know the kulliyas. A lot of people will join Adam and a lot of people will leave him too. And there will be only few who will go all the way and succeed in this journey. Only few. And that is the law of Quran also. Aksariyat jahil hoti hai, and there are only few that will reach the marifat. अच्छा, अब यहाँ पर कुछ क्वेश्चन अगर है तो कर सकते हैं हम, नहीं है तो let's start think of this time again, our time. Do we know anyone who has gone through all these trials and turbulence in our time? A mu'min, someone who has taken the Ismi Azam from Sultan Muhammad Shah, someone who has reached at such a level that it shows clearly that he has some spiritual enlightenment. We may not know he is Arif or Arif Kamil, because ऐसा नहीं है कि आरिफ बन जाता है तो उसके सर पे कोई सिंग निकल आते हैं और यहाँ उसके शोल्डर पे कोई पर आ जाते हैं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. But with his work, you can clearly see he is different than all other Ismailis. He is different in his knowledge, he is different in his talk, but somehow he is elevated or different. Shukr alhamdulillah.